I'm going to start this video off by reading you one of my favorite quotes by Terence McKenna. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all these teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold. This is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a featherbed. Let's take the example that you're crushing on this girl, that you're really attracted to this girl for, maybe you've been crushing on her for several months and you're afraid to ask her out. I think the real fear behind you asking her out isn't that 30-second little interaction going, hey, I just think you're really attractive. I was wondering if you want to hang out sometime. I think the real fear behind asking a girl out is all the fears that are going to come in the future. If she says yes, that means you're going to have to go on a date with this girl. You're going to have to hang out with this girl. You're going to spend an hour of time with her getting ice cream or something, right? And she's going to talk to you. What if she doesn't like you? What if she finds you weird as fuck? What if she's like, this guy is not attractive at all. Why did I go on a date with this guy? You're going to be facing that fear when you're on a date with her, right? And let's say you get past the first date. Now you're going to start hanging out with this girl more and more and more. She's going to get to know the real you. She's going to meet your friends. She's going to see what you're like when you're alone, when you're not out in public putting your best front on, but she's going to get to know the real you. Maybe she'll catch you watching porn sometime. Or maybe she'll find out that you got sexually abused as a child when you were younger, or that you did something really fucked up, or maybe she'll learn something fucked up about you, but she'll learn the real you. And I think that real fear of asking out a girl isn't a fear of whether the girl says yes or not. It's not a fear of that 30-second interaction. The true fear is a fear of yourself. Are you afraid of showing your true self to the world? Are you afraid of showing who you really are to someone else? Are you afraid of showing who you really are to a girl? Because that first step of asking out a girl is really that first domino on a string of dominoes of showing who you really are to someone else. It has the potential of showing who you really are to someone who you could be madly in love with. And will they also be madly in love with your real self? That real fear is yourself. So when you're about to ask out that girl that you've been crushing on for several months, the real fear isn't if you're going to get rejected. The real fear is, am I going to be able to show my true self to someone else? That if I get to know this girl and she gets to know the real me, the real deep down me without any shields up, the vulnerable, real me, will she still love me? Will I be able to open up my heart to someone else and be completely myself to someone? That's the real fear. Those future months and years flashing before your eyes in the blink of a moment before you ask out a girl you like. And the funny thing is, you don't even know if you like this girl. Maybe you'll go on a date with her and maybe you don't even like her. Maybe you'll find out she's the weird one. But the thing is, guys have the role of going up and approaching the girl. Guys typically have to make the moves. And our real fear is a fear of ourselves. And from my experience, whenever I face my fears, go up and ask out the girl I like. Do public speaking. Do something I'm afraid to do, whatever it is. When I keep smashing my fears, boom, it's almost like magic happens. And lots of times the magic comes in really freaky or surprise ways. For example, maybe there's a girl I've been crushing on for several months. I finally summoned the courage, go talk to her. Doesn't quite work out, but a week later, I'll meet another girl, coincidentally, and we'll have great chemistry. And what I've learned is that the universe works like a simulator. When you take action on your fears, when you summon up the courage and do what you want to do, the universe will respond in some way. You might not get it exactly as how your thoughts planned out in your head, but as long as you're smashing out your fears, magic happens. And oftentimes you'll have a fear, you'll face it, and you'll have to face it again, and you'll have to face it again, and you'll have to face it again. It's just fear after fear after fear of smashing out fears. But magic will happen. And what I think is the most important thing is to have positive intentions. When asking out that girl, can't she trust you deep down? Some guys, if they go up and ask out a girl And the girl says yes, they're cool. But if they go out and ask out a girl and the girl rejects them, they'll go back to their friends and be like, yeah, fuck that girl. She wasn't hot anyways. Or if they break up their ex, they're like, yeah, I was better than her anyways, But deep down, when you're chasing that fear, are you doing it with kindness? Are you doing it with positive intentions towards the other person? At the deepest down level, whether you get what you want or not. So the question is, at the deepest level, can the girl trust you? Whether you get what you want or not, do you still have positive intentions towards the girl? Can she trust you deep, deep, deep down? But whenever you're facing your fear, whether it's public speaking, do you have good intentions towards your audience? Asking out that girl, do you truly have the best intentions for that girl? That when you have good intentions towards other people, positive intentions, kindness, and you face your fears, that's the path to heaven. That's the path to living the life, the most joy and love, is facing your fears with good intentions. And literally smash those fears and magic will happen. If you want to have an awesome life doing amazing things, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to have to do
What you're terrified of.
what you're terrified of, what you're really fucking afraid to do.